Why do we, as fight viewers and followers of the greatest sport on earth, pugilism, otherwise known as boxing, why do we tend to see the fight different than the commentators see them? Why do we always like, for instance, I'm watching the Ruiz-Arreola fight. It's clear after the knockdown that Arreola put on Ruiz, it's clear Ruiz dominated just about every round after that. Even the CompuBox numbers show that. I know they're not always that accurate, but you could just see Areola's just moving forward without any punches, not just effective punches, without any punches. You can't win a fight just coming forward like this. And I'm like, it said he's been fighting since he's 8 years old. He's got in Goosen. So I'm like, how do you fight that many years and you're still squaring up? You're giving your opponent much of a bigger target than if you're sideways. If you're sideways, you have less of a target. That's basic boxing 101. How does he not know that? At this stage, he's 40 years old. He was getting hit in the body with shots because he's squared up. How are you going to get hit in the middle of the stomach if you're like this? He has to throw a hook. He can't just come down with a jab and hit you to the sternum or the stomach. But what fight are these announcers? I don't know what they're calling them. I wouldn't say that they have agendas sometimes maybe, but I know people like Lennox Lewis, he don't have no agenda, and Sean Porter, they ain't got no agenda. They're fighters moving into the booth. They're going to speak their minds, what they see. But I'm like, I don't know. I know I'm not a big fan of the commentating on DAZN at all. They're always like arguing over stuff, and I'm just not a big. I like the guy that was on the Contender, can't think of his name, that works for DAZN, but they just argue too much and they act like they're playing, but it's like they're really taking shots. After a while, sarcasm is really truth. That's what makes it funny, I guess, because there's some truth sprinkled in. But I'm just not seeing the things that these announcers are seeing. They acted like the fight was so close between Arreola and Ruiz. No, it wasn't. Go back and watch the fight. After the knockdown, Ruiz dominated. The dude stopped throwing punches. He was waiting to counter, and Ruiz was so fast he didn't know what to do. That's the bottom line. He didn't know what to do. Go back and watch the fight. The commentators, all of you, go back and watch. Lennox Lewis, Sean Porter, Brian Kenny, who else? Larry Hazard was the only one I was agreeing with. He said, yeah, I got Ruiz up. I forget what round it was. I think he said he had Ruiz up by 4 rounds. So he was seeing it as I saw it. Maybe they're trying to make it more exciting by making it seem like it's closer than what it really was. Like, yeah, man, Arreola might get him any moment. You better not turn the dial. You better not change it. Areola's coming on. No, he's not. Walking forward like this, getting punched with overhand rights, jabs, and hooks is not winning the fight. Go back and watch it. Even if you have to watch the whole 12 rounds in slow motion. Andy Ruiz dominated that fight. Who should he fight next? One of the big guns. This was his first fight since losing to Anthony Joshua in the rematch. Fight one of the big guns. If Joe Joyce ends up fighting Usyk and winning like I suspect he will, fight him. Fight Dillian White. Ruiz could fight Joe Joyce, Usyk, maybe even Chisora. Who knows? That'd be a good fight. Chisora would have a hard time getting out of the way of them punches, though. Ruiz fights at a whole different speed than Chisora, Not saying Chisora's, super slow or anything, but Ruiz is maybe the fastest heavyweight I've seen. And Ruiz could fight even, what's the Cuban guy that fought Wilder twice? He was at the fight tonight. Ortiz, yeah, that'd be a good fight. Yeah, but what do you guys think of the commentators? Do you guys agree with what they're saying? I often don't. I see why people watch these fights sometimes with the sound off so they can get a clear vision of what's actually happening in the ring. And yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like. It's the J. Roos Theory. Be fearless. Yay, yay.